You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello, and welcome to episode 294 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, June the 7th, 2020.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you? No, sir. I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
By your command.
Hey, everybody. It's your wonderful hosts, Sean and
Rubino Heat.
Hello, brother.
Hi, brother.
How the heck are ya?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm awesome. Another week of recording with brother?
Yeah, another week of recording with brother.
Have you decided more and more that you're going to start your own podcast again?
No, I have no effing time for that.
No effing time?
No effing time.
Because,
not right now.
Because you have no luck and you work nights?
That's pretty much, yeah.
It's true, isn't it?
It's true, it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still think you should have your podcast, Taxi Cab Confessions.
Yeah, maybe.
Record interviews with your fares. Not affairs, but the fares that you have.
Right.
You know, the clients.
The clientele, yeah. You know what I would? It's a really good idea. It's great.
Yeah?
But, no.
No?
I have no patience for that.
Oh.
And when I pick someone up, I try to get them to their destination as quickly as possible with very little conversation.
Lickety-split?
Lickety-split.
No chitter-chatter?
No chitter-chatter. Here's where you gotta go. Get the hell out now.
You like to be efficient?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't have time for smoozing and getting into the nitty-gritty of their life.
No.
And finding out who they are.
Really, no.
Their motivations. Why are you going on this cab ride anyway?
Yeah, no.
No, you don't care?
No.
Oh.
No. Because realistically, it's the same people every day, and I've heard the same stories already every day.
And you don't think that would make an interesting podcast?
No.
Okay.
No, there's nothing interesting whatsoever.
Nothing?
No.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
You must have some fascinating stories.
No.
Nothing?
I don't.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, we won't worry about that.
Let's not worry about that.
Maybe when you do have some time, you can think of a better idea.
Yeah. Maybe the pop culture police.
That's a good idea.
We should bring that back.
We should totally start that up.
Yeah.
In fact, talking about podcasts that we started up, this past Wednesday, Paul and Dan and I recorded the introduction for the Cosmic Pizza Podcast.
Ah, yes, right.
And Paul's already got that edited up and ready to go.
Beautiful.
I believe, if the schedule holds, that will be released to the world on the 24th of June.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing that one.
I think you will be. It's kind of a combination between Rusted Robot and Soulforge.
Oh.
It's a geeky slice of life with real world stuff and serious stuff and not so serious stuff. A little bit of everything.
I'm digging it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, brother.
I appreciate it. I hope you'll be one of our major subscribers and proselytizers, letting everybody know about the new podcast.
Of course, you can count on me.
You'll spread the word.
I will spread the good word.
I know you will. All right. So what's been happening in the world of pop culture that you can tell us? Anything new and exciting?
No, because pop culture is kind of at a standstill right now.
It does appear to be. We talked about it all last week.
Yep.
I was just looking through the Facebook page to see what kind of articles I had shared. I shared the fact that Star Trek, the original series, Lieutenant Kyle, the transporter chief, had passed away. But then I looked at the article and it was from September of 2019.
Yeah, see, and that right there could be used as some education to people before you share articles. You might
want to read it first?
Yeah.
Probably not a bad idea.
Probably not a bad idea, considering I've seen people share the same dead celebrity articles and they died like 3 years ago or 6 years ago, and you're like, what? I thought that person already died. So you read the article and you look at the date, and sure enough,
they had already died.
Yeah.
Yes. And as I was listening to podcasts over the last week, I realized that I did miss a celebrity death of the week last week.
Uh-oh.
It was Richard Hurd, who played Admiral Paris in Star Trek Voyager, Tom Paris's dad. So I did miss that one.
You did.
Not a major celebrity, but he's a well-known actor, and according to the Delta Flyers podcast, he was a very lovely man.
Very lovely man.
Yes.
Bless his heart.
Have you watched anything cool on TV?
No. Not so much. I got 5 episodes into the Space Force.
I think I got 3 or 4 in myself.
And I just haven't had time to...
I have not continued either.
It's been pretty funny, though. I've been enjoying it for what it is.
There were some groaners in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's not going to win any Pulitzer Prizes or whatever.
No,
but,
I don't think it's going to get an Emmy, but...
or a Tony, or a SAG, or an Oscar.
Right, but...
mostly because they can't be nominated in those categories.
Exactly,
but,
yeah.
You know.
But still good entertainment for what it is.
Not bad for free.
Not bad for free, exactly. I've been playing a little bit of the Mortal Kombat 11, which now has Robocop and Terminator, so you can
Two of my favorite robots.
2 of your favorite robots, so you can play Robocop versus Terminator, a match made in hell anytime you want.
Wow. Maybe we should do that right after recording this.
Yeah, maybe we should.
I think we might do that.
Okay.
Okay. I finished season 2 of Final Space.
Yes, yeah.
That was very enjoyable.
I liked season 1 better.
Did you?
Yes. I thought season 1 was way better than season 2, but season 2 was still fun.
It was fun. It was a little bit longer. It was 13 episodes instead of 10.
Yeah.
And it definitely set it up for a season 3.
Yes, they did.
Which we'll have to wait a year for.
Yes, they did.
But that's okay. That's how it works.
That's the way it works. I think I mentioned it last week that the Trailer Park Boys.
You did?
Yeah. So I had finished that off.
And you enjoyed it very much?
I enjoyed it very much. And this weekend, or tonight, there is a WWE pay-per-view. NXT In Your House. Which In Your House was a WWF pay-per-view back in the 90s, so they're bringing it back tonight.
Wow.
And because of the whole pandemic and people staying in their house, they thought, what a great idea to bring back In Your House.
That is a great idea.
So
it kind of fits.
It kind of fits. And then next weekend is another wrestling pay-per-view, WWE Backlash.
Ooh.
So... for those wrestling fans out there, we got quite a bit of wrestling to watch.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Hey, you know what now is a good time for?
I'm going to guess a good time for a promo.
Yes, let's listen to the folks over at the Nerdbliss podcast try to get us to listen to their show.
All right.
Are you one of millions of people worldwide with compulsive geekiness, feeling isolated and alone? Do you wish there were people that understood the thoughts and feelings associated with geeky flare-up? There is hope and a treatment program that can help. Ask your podcast service or ESO network provider if the Nerdbliss podcast is right for you, or go to nerdblisspodcast.com today. Side effects may include butt hurt, movie quotes, nostalgia, warp speed, becoming verklempt, becoming a brony, appreciation of Cats the movie, pantyhose, asking God what he needs with a starship, donut, muffin, or bagel, fat shoelaces, improved sense of rhythm, aiming to misbehave, nudity, and random arbitrary lists.
And aren't you going to listen to their show?
I'm going to dial it up right after we play Mortal Kombat.
Because
after we finish recording this episode.
And then replaying the thing and doing the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to go listen to some Nerdbliss.
That's right.
I think you should.
I will.
It's a good idea. As we were talking before we started recording, I said, Brother Robin, you want to record a podcast with me? He's like, well, you know what? There's not really much to talk about pop culture-wise this week. And I said, you know what, brother? You are correct, sir.
Yes.
And so you suggested we talk about...
How did I put it earlier? The downfall of human civilization as we know it?
Yes, you did want to talk about that. But
there was also another thing.
Yeah.
There was, because it is pop culture related.
Oh.
What's up with the Looney Tunes?
Right, that's what I wanted to bring up.
What's up, Doc?
You told me that they're rebooting the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But Elmer Fudd is not having his rifle.
Right.
And Yosemite Sam is not having his 6-shooters.
That's correct.
So, if that's the case...
Does Marvin the Martian lose his ray gun?
Oh. They can reboot it all they want, but they're not the same characters.
No, they aren't.
No.
And like, granted, Elmer Fudd never hit anything with his hunting rifle anyways.
I think he shot Daffy Duck in the
Oh,
face.
yeah, maybe Daffy Duck a couple times. Why? It was plain just dumb cartoon fun. I grew up watching Looney Tunes. You grew up watching Looney Tunes. Have we been walking around shooting things?
We haven't.
No.
And those cartoons have been around since the 40s at least, if not before that.
I mean, granted, they were a little bit more off-color back then.
Sure, and racially not good sometimes.
Right. Yeah. There are some episodes that would be questionable content nowadays, but that was the way things were back then. We know that.
We grew up with it.
And
we're that much better for it.
Exactly.
And if you reboot the characters and take away their characteristics, then those are different characters, even if you call them the same name.
Yeah, exactly.
So
redesign them, invent new characters if you want.
Well, that's right. Yes.
I feel like the same thing is happening with the comic book characters.
They're banning guns in real life, and now they're banning guns in our cartoons.
Yeah, what the hell?
What the hell is going on with this world, Robin?
Yeah, it's way too PC for my liking.
Is it?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Now, what seems to be happening around, especially in the United States currently, I mean, that's serious business. I understand why. I get it. But something's not adding up here.
How so?
Well, first we're told to keep everybody home due to the pandemic.
Yes.
Then people started going and protesting because they want haircuts.
Right.
And get their nails did and whatever. And you had people strapped with machine guns basically protesting, but nothing happened, but just stay inside. There's COVID happening.
Yeah.
Then the death of George Floyd happens.
Yes.
Then the riots start.
Mm-hmm.
The protesting really heats up, but it's kind of like we all forgot about COVID now.
Kind of.
Yeah. So, what's going on?
Do you think there's a government conspiracy?
Well, you know what? Yes.
You always think there's a
I always think there is. I think there's a lot more to what's going on than what we're being told.
There probably is.
Guaranteed.
But we'll never know.
Well, that's why we got to get to the bottom of it.
Should we
start a conspiracy podcast, maybe?
Oh, I don't have the energy or the ambition.
Because I've been kind of going down the rabbit hole the last couple of weeks.
Have you?
Oh, yeah. I've been looking at things and reading things and watching things and trying to piece things together, and I think I'm driving myself nuts. But
probably
things don't add up. There's just nothing makes sense.
Well, I gotta say,
all around the board.
I'm not informed enough to provide an opinion. I wouldn't want to say something stupid.
Right.
Because that happens from time to time.
That does happen.
You know? Like,
that's why I choose what I say, or try to, very carefully, so I don't have an episode of, like, those tattoo idiots from last week.
Right. Speaking of that, Rusted Robot listeners, if you haven't been listening to my other podcast, Soulforge podcast, last week I did episode 155 about the tattoo idiots, I guess we'll call them. There's a couple of people in town named Mr. and Mrs. Tattoo, and they did some fat shaming when they were drunk. They did a video podcast. I talked about that on episode 155. I posted it on the Timmins Buy and Sell Facebook page to get more listeners. Some people supported me. Some people lambasted me and attacked me. Yes, because, you know, this was last week's news. Let them move on. We shouldn't be talking about this anymore. Blah, 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 blah. But the good thing is, I increased my download numbers 5-fold.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
So talking about that and posting it on the Timmins Buy and Sell page allowed me to get a wider reach, more exposure, and now more people know about my podcast.
Hey!
Whether that'll translate to more future listeners, I don't know, but it certainly pissed some people off.
Yeah.
And it was fun to read the comments. And if any of our listeners here at Rusted Robot would like to listen to some dramatic stuff, they can listen to 155 of Soulforge. I actually play the clip in question from the tattooers.
Nice.
So, a lot of fun, a lot of drama.
Yep.
Dramatic reactions, things going on here in town.
That's right.
So there's stuff going down everywhere.
Everywhere.
But that's not what we're talking about this week.
No.
We thought we'd talk about collectibles.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes collectibles. Collectibles are awesome. We've collected since we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into the collectibles topic, I need to play another promo for another podcast here on the ESO network because I am behind the Soulforge schedule and I want to get them back on track. So we're going to play a podcast promo for Nerdlanta.
We are Nerdlanta.
We got these filters. I think they're called pea poppers. That's exciting.
Peas.
Yeah. For popping all the peas.
Sweaty balls and pea poppers. Always a good time.
Can a podcast be a reboot?
Oh, God, yes. The next
generation.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We are highly caffeinated at a late hour.
You know, it's just always fun to talk about geeky stuff. And Nerdlanta is the place to do it.
I guess that's it. We played the promo.
So. That was an awesome promo.
What do you think about that?
Nerdlanta.
Not only did I play Nerdbliss, I played Nerdlanta in the same podcast. Wow. Here on the Rusted Robot.
Wow.
Yes.
It's nerdy heaven.
It's nerderific. Yeah, so that's what's going on. We're playing promos left and right.
Left and right. Promos are coming at you. Look out.
Listeners, go check those out.
Go check them.
Check them out.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, you got it, son. Okay, so Collectibles on the podcast this week.
Yes.
All right, so looking around the room here, in the man cave,
yeah,
or the dude lair, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever it's referred to as, yeah.
Yeah, we're sitting on the couch, and if we look above us, you see a glass shelf filled with robots, androids, and cyborgs. Oh my. A plethora of robots and cyborgs and... I was really happy when you taught me the meaning of the word plethora.
It means a lot.
It does. It really meant a lot to me. Yeah, it did. Oh boy, we're hilarious.
Ooh,
okay.
Zinger.
So, looking up, what do we got? We've got all kinds of R2-D2s from various years. My first collectible action figure was an R2-D2. It's this one here. I got it when I was 7 years old, and I still have it 36 years later.
Yeah.
So we've got that. I've got a bunch of
Terminators,
C-3POs, Robocops, various other Star Wars related droids like the Gunk droid, the medical droid, other droids that look like C-3PO but that aren't him.
Droids for days,
yes. And
I noticed you got a couple turtle ones up here as well.
I do indeed.
And one action figure, that would be Chrome Dome.
Yes, sir.
Fugitoid, maybe? I don't know if he's up there.
Yeah, that's the gold-colored one.
That's the gold-colored one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Metalhead.
There is Metalhead.
Looks like Krang.
I do have Krang.
Yeah.
With the squishy Krang body and the robot part.
Yeah.
Body.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brain and the body. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've got that. I've got Mechagodzilla.
Ooh.
I've got various Robocops, various Terminators. Just some random other robots that I don't even know what they're from. I've got Wall-E.
Oh, Wall-E.
Yes. So I've always been a collector of robots.
You have. I can remember long ago.
Yeah.
In a faraway time.
Oh, tell me more.
I think one of the first things I ever remember, I don't know if you still have it, but it was a little walking robot.
A little walking robot.
I think it was a little walking robot. It had the red, I think it had like red claw hands or something.
Oh, they're both upstairs.
Okay.
I have a gold one.
Yeah.
It doesn't work anymore, but I still have it. And it had a red laser gun.
Right.
And the arms would move up and down, and the head would tilt side to side, and the light would flash. That stopped working. And then I've got a little white dust bot, which actually vacuums things up for you.
Oh,
shoot.
Didn't know that.
It used to have a broom and a dustpan with it, but that was lost decades ago.
Right.
In the various moves.
Yeah.
Looking to your right, we've got various Lego things.
Yeah.
We've got a TIE fighter. We've got an X-Wing. In the other room, we've got a Beetle bus and a Beetle.
In the next room to our left, let's just count it down because there's a lot.
You think there's a lot?
There's a lot. You've got quite the collection of Funko Pops.
I do. I have 2 stacks of them.
Yeah. You've got a ton of Star Trek starships.
From Eagle Moss Publishing.
That's where Eagle Moss Publishing.
Yes, and may I recommend Eagle Moss Publishing to our listeners?
You may.
I may?
You may.
You'll allow it?
I'll allow it.
Okay. So the way that works, it's supposed to work, is you get 2 starships a month, and they come with a stand and a magazine telling you all the trivia and everything about the ship and the designer and where it appeared in episodes and stuff. So that's 2 a month, and when I first got them, they came in 2 a month. And then they stopped coming for like a year and a half because they stopped shipping to Canada. And then they came back to Canada, and I'm missing some issues.
Yeah, you would be missing some.
Yeah. Because
it's not a full collection.
It's there. I don't know what happened. Like, I've told the people, and they said, "Oh yeah, we'll get back on you there," but I'm still missing some.
Maybe you need to get on them again.
I'm going to.
All right.
I'm definitely going to. But yeah, the ships are amazing. They're about 6 inches. They're made out of plastic and die cast, and they're faithful replicas.
Faithful.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yep.
I highly recommend to anybody who likes miniature starships to go get Eagle Moss Publishing. What else do I got over there?
Oh, I don't know. I see a Sentinel. I see
Sentinel.
some Batman. I see what looks like to be an alien.
Yes.
Xenomorph.
There is a Xenomorph. There's probably a 12-inch high Sentinel Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Because you had to buy Marvel Legends.
And the pieces came.
And you get
So you had to spend about $30 on an action figure, which you had to buy about 7 of them.
6 or 7.
6 or 7 of them to build a big figure, which is a cool little incentive, but it gets pricey.
It certainly does add up.
Yeah.
Yes, I have spent a small fortune on the things that I have acquired.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And below my Starship of the Month collection, I have all my Hallmark ornaments.
Oh yes, that's right.
All the Star Trek Hallmark ornaments.
Yes.
And I probably have 95% of the Hallmark ornaments that Hallmark has come up with. I'm missing a few here and there.
Yeah.
Because it happens.
It does.
But it's quite the impressive collection. And
I'm impressed.
Are you impressed?
I'm blown away.
And amazed?
And amazed.
And shocked.
And shocked.
Mm-hmm. That's some of the things that I have. One of the newest things that I got was the reissue of Mego action figures. And that's Kirk and Spock in their mirror uniforms.
Oh, yes, the mirror universe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was, I believe, a Target exclusive that I had to get a friend in the U.S. to ship to me.
Ah,
yes.
Right on, right on.
Yes, sir. And that's just what's here in this room.
Yes. We haven't got into everything else that you possess. My collection, kind of not
as extensive.
I've kind of lost things over the years. I got rid of things over the years. But my big thing was Ninja Turtles.
Yes, we used to play Ninja Turtles for hours when we were kids.
Yes, hours and hours and hours.
You and I and our middle brother, the brother between us. Curtis, who is not a collector of any sort, actually.
No, not so much.
How did you and I acquire the collecting gene, and the middle brother did not?
That's a very good question. I think we have a history of we could call it collecting, or we could call it hoarding.
Our mother was a big collector.
Yes, she was.
My dad is a huge collector.
Yes, he is.
He is addicted to going to auction sales and buying a bunch of junk he doesn't need. How about your father?
My father didn't have much.
No, he didn't, did he?
No. I think the only thing he collected was excuses.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Ooh, that was harsh.
That was.
Oh. Okay. Yes. But our Uncle Rick was a collector of everything under the sun.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, actually, there's the episode My Uncle Was a Hoarder on the Soul Forge,
That's
where
right.
we talked about that.
Yeah, I think we have talked about our collections and our collective whatever.
Yeah.
Before, but so I mean, I don't know where it came from. As far as I think I picked it up from you,
probably,
most likely
from you. Okay, I learned it from you.
Yeah, I learned it from you. And so I mean, I've still got a lot of my Ninja Turtles
and wrestlers
and toys.
Those rubber wrestlers from LJN.
Yes.
From the 80s.
Yeah, those are classic.
Yes, sir. I still have my Macho Man one somewhere.
Yes, the Macho Man one. I had a Hulk Hogan one, and I had Mean Gene, and I had a whole bunch of
them. You had the Honky Tonk
Man, Sergeant Slaughter, I think.
Mr. Fuji, I believe you had
Mr. Fuji, yeah.
And Mean Gene Okerlund.
You
might have said that already.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you had lots.
I had lots. And then they released the WWE Ninja Turtle crossover action figures.
Yes.
Now, there is a second series that's out, which I haven't got yet.
But you still have the original?
But I have the first 4 that they released. Still in box.
Very
packed
good.
away. Nice. So I got those. I've seen, as of late, they've actually did a Ninja Turtle No, sorry. The Wrestlers. It's a wrestling Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
There's a crossover
with He-Man.
toy line,
Okay.
yeah. And they have a ring, and
really?
there's like 4 or 5 wrestlers that are of those characters.
Have you seen that online or in person?
In Walmart, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah. I don't know if the selection is good now, but
right.
I have seen them.
Well, that's pretty cool. And you didn't get any of them?
No, I couldn't bring myself to doing it.
Well, we didn't watch a lot of He-Man growing up.
No, I was never huge into the He-Man thing.
No, it was one of those things that we watched. We were watching the Ninja Turtles and G.I. Joe, a lot of that.
Yeah.
And speaking...
And then Power Rangers came on in the
yes.
early 90s, and that was something that I had started
never,
following.
Did
but
we have toys of those?
No.
We never did.
No, we never really... I don't know. I had a couple... I remember I had a couple plush figures.
The red one, I believe. Or maybe a green one.
Green and Lord Zed.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a long time ago.
That was a really long time ago. But other than that, no, I didn't have them. I did have Biker Mice from Mars, though.
Oh, yes, I remember those.
Yeah.
Yes. And if we expand our reach, our mind, into the room over there where I have all my totes, got a lot of totes filled with action figures on the card, a lot of reimagined Battlestar Galactica, a lot of Star Trek, all the Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I think one of the main reasons why I started collecting Star Trek so much, well, I was always a collector, but my friend Andrew had a bunch. And I had to have more than he did.
Yep.
Because he had all the Thundercat toys. And I wanted them, but I didn't have them. So he started collecting Star Trek. So I collected Star Trek. And then I won because I got more.
And what did you win?
Nothing. A lot of crap that I have to move from house to house. And it's hard to display. And it takes up space in the totes.
Yes.
But one of my favorite things that I have, speaking of Ninja Turtles, is the Star Trek Ninja Turtle crossover. Where we've got Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and Scotty as the Ninja Turtles.
And if there was anything that I want out of your collection, it would just be that.
It would just be that.
Yeah. Ninja Turtles.
Right. So got lots of that, a lot of Battlestar Galactica, a lot of Star Trek. I started getting Thundercat toys, some vintage ones, some newer ones. They're expensive, hard to find.
Yep.
But I've got those. What else do we have?
Well, I mean, I don't have any of it out and displayed, but I started collecting a lot of artwork.
Oh, yes.
Going to the cons and the events and stuff, and finding original artwork was something that I was into for a few years.
Right.
And adorn my wall space with all this greatness, but I just haven't put anything up as of late.
And there haven't been conventions this year.
And there hasn't been nothing, yeah. So this year has been a write-off.
It has.
So
there's that. But yeah, so I think the way that most collectors go, it starts off with the smaller things.
Yeah.
Like for me it did. It started with action figures.
Yeah.
And anything else I could find, the Hallmark ornaments, like the small things. And then you get so much of that and you're like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? It's just taking up space. And then you go for the higher end things.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
The statues. And
the prop replicas
yeah.
and the statues. Like one of the first things I got was a half-scale Terminator arm.
Right.
So there was that. And then I got the proof that Tony Stark has a heart replica.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of statues.
That's also one of my favorites.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
Yes, it's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
But what else have I got up there? I've got the Gorn.
Yes.
From the original series of Star Trek episode Arena. So the Gorn.
The Gorn.
I've got, who is his name? Wolverine.
You got Wolverine.
On the foot of a Sentinel.
Yep.
I've got Bishop on the head of the Sentinel. And I've got Rogue in the hand of the Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
I also have Batman and Catwoman kissing.
Yep.
And, Iron Man.
Iron Man, yeah.
From the first movie.
Yes.
And, of course, I have the premium format Mum-Ra statue from Thundercats, 22 inches high.
You were very, very happy and proud when that one came in.
Yes, it took me 6 months to convince myself that I needed it. Oh, and I also have a smaller scale Lion-O from the Thundercats.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Not to mention...
Thundercats, ho!
You got it, son.
Yeah.
And not to mention various other little statues.
You've got a lot.
I have too much.
Yeah.
I don't have the room for it.
No, you don't.
That's why it's all in totes, most of it.
Yeah.
Probably 4/5 are in totes. And I've been slowly selling it off at conventions and so on. It's hard to sell it all off, but
yeah,
you know. And of course, I did trade a bunch of stuff at one time for the 75th anniversary Captain America Metal Shield.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I do have that as well.
You do have that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of what I've collected over the years.
Yeah.
Not to mention books.
Books.
Oh man,
the books.
Because when I was 19, I thought, I'm going to university, and a smart person who goes to university would have a book collection, would they not? So, Sean, I said to myself, why don't...
You recognized your voice.
I did, because it was me. And I said, you know what, Sean, you should start collecting books, because that's a sign of intelligence, and it's going to look really good on a shelf someday. Not realizing that I would move 27 times, and books are freaking heavy.
Yeah, and you don't really have a library.
I don't really have a library. So that's why they're in totes.
Yeah.
And once you've read them, it's not very likely
that you're going to read it again.
No. I have done. Like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I've read a couple times.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
Yeah, no. I would buy some books, but man, I don't have that many. I more go towards the graphic novels / comic books. And that's what I collect.
Right.
A little bit more of those.
Yeah, that's they're smaller and easier to store.
Yes.
I have a bunch of those too, which I never did get around to reading, because that's what happens. I just acquire things like a dragon and his horde.
Yep.
And then I've got all this stuff, and I'm like, ha! Oh crap! Now I've got all this stuff.
it. Now what do I do with it?
Right. And I'm getting older, and people in my life don't care for that crap.
No.
And so once I expire, they're going to be left with all this stuff, and they're not going to know what to do with it. So I'm slowly...
Sad but true.
Yes, it is.
Sad but true.
Slowly downsizing.
Yeah, good idea.
It's
But
time.
you can't take it with you.
No, you really can't.
I mean, you could very well stuff a bunch of that stuff into your coffin with you.
Or I could have it cremated with me.
Or cremated with you.
Aha. I took it with me.
Yeah, you took it with you.
I showed them, now it's not worth anything.
Maybe you should get yourself a tomb.
Ooh, right. Yes. A massive underground lair.
Yes.
Maybe I should.
We'll bury all your collectibles with you.
With my rotting corpse?
With your rotting corpse. We'll mummify you.
Okay.
Like the Egyptians did, and all the pharaohs and stuff. And then in 1,000 years, people will discover your tomb. And they'll say, oh, this is the Mecca of pop culture.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the title of this episode. The Mecca of pop culture.
You think so?
Yeah. If not, I'm going to make my own podcast with that name.
Okay.
The Mecca of pop culture.
Very good. Oh boy.
I'm losing it.
You are losing it. And on that note, I think that's the end of the episode.
I think it is.
Unless there's any other cool collecting stuff we could talk about.
Do you have anything on your target list next? Is there anything that you're looking at that you've been hemming and hawing about, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get that next. Is there anything that you've been toying around with?
I've been thinking of getting some of the Terminator Dark Fate action figures because it's Terminator, and I like action figures, but I've been trying to cut back and cut down, and so I don't really think there is. But if a cool statue comes up, maybe.
Yeah.
But nothing I can think of offhand.
Right.
Other than waiting for the next shipment of my Starship of the Month.
I'm patiently waiting for EB Games to open up again so I can get my Ninja Turtles that I had pre-ordered.
Oh, yes.
Because they released a whole bunch of those. And I got a Stan Lee figure that I also ordered.
Oh, yes, from Amazon. And it was supposed to have already arrived, and it's on back order or pre-order still, and it's not coming in. And it should have been here last month.
Yeah.
And, I've got that too. But,
so,
yeah.
There are things that I have to obtain, but I have to wait.
Oh, you know what I did buy? I bought the Wasp action figure.
Oh, you did,
because it was on $1 clearance at Walmart, and normally those things are $30.
Yeah.
So
I just a good deal.
I had to because it's
can't pass it up.
It's Evangeline Lilly for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh yeah. And on that perverted note, listeners, thanks for coming by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for leaving a 5-star review in the podcast store. And remember, the collector is an artist in their own way. By the way they put things together, you can read a person's soul from their collection.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. Your support is greatly appreciated, and we hope you'll tune in again next time. Remember that you can visit therustedrobot.podbean.com for all of our social media links, and don't forget to share the show with everyone you know. The Rusted Robot Podcast is your best source for geek-style pop culture news.
I could do this all day.
Federation starships, alien vessels. Collect them now with the official Star Trek Starships collection. Based on the original designs from the creators of the TV series, each hand-painted collector's model has been die-cast to be faithful in every detail to the starships that blazed across our screens, each displayed on its own pedestal, with a magazine packed with fascinating Star Trek material. Part 1 at Newsagents now, just $1.99.
The Shredder, sworn enemy of the Turtles.
It feels so good to be so bad.
With his henchmen, the dreaded Foot Soldiers, the mutants Bebop and Rocksteady.
What do I do with them? Destroy them!
All one turtle soup. From Playmates.
Mattel introduces the Battlestar Galactica Collection. You can imagine the Colonial Warrior against the evil Cylon Centurions.
Cylon Centurions ready? Check. Activate eye scanner. Energize pulsator. Aim laser pistol. On target. Colonial Warrior changing scanner to laser. Get it. All right.
Each figure sold separately. Batteries not included. Cylon Centurion and Colonial Warrior from the Battlestar Galactica Collection. New from Mattel.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.